Everybody, so today I'm reviewing Yellowcard's new album called Lift the Sail. It's coming out this Tuesday, and I think the first thing that people are probably going to be noticing is that I think Yellowcard promised that they were going back to make a rock record, and really from listening through the album from start to finish, it is a rock record, but it's not a hard rock record or the same Yellowcard sound that we've come to know over the past decade or so. There's a lot of experimentation with this album. There's a lot of acoustical arrangements. There's a lot of strings. There's a lot of keys, and there's even some synths thrown in there as well. And overall, it creates a great package and a great album. I think it's really important to start off the review with some context. The lead singer Ryan Key had a tragedy in his life. His wife, who's a Russian snowboarder, was injured and she was paralyzed from the waist down. And I think a lot of that is expressed through the album's lyrics and in the song, and even in the sort of like the hardness of the album. It's a much softer album than I guess the previous records. There still are some hard tracks in the album. There's a handful, but I actually do prefer the softer tracks because I feel like they're more heartfelt. They had more meaning for me when I was listening to them. So the album comprises of 13 tracks. The song is called Convocation, and I think when you first hear it, you're probably going to be a little confused as to why the song's on there. It's just an instrumental prelude, but it's actually quite beautiful. And it sort of starts off dark, and then it sort of sets you up for what you're going to listen to for the next 12 songs. And the cool part of this track is at the very end, the drums start to come in, and it sort of starts to prepare you for the next track, which is called Transmission Home. And it's really a heavy track to start off the album. It's got these great heavy drums. It's got distorted guitars. It's got a really good hook to it. And it's got a really beautiful piano and orchestral kind of arrangement. There's also some great melodies and harmonies. I think overall the whole album's got some really good melodies to it, and that really make you want to sing along to the song. The next song is called Crash the Gates, and this sort of continues with the theme of the heavier side of the album, sort of the first half of the album or the first couple songs, and it's this Crash the Gates is sort of like Transmission Home. It's an okay song. It's one of the harder songs, and it's kind of got an Anne Berlin kind of feel to it. The actual drummer on this, I guess Yellowcard's original drummer is not playing on this album, so they brought in the drummer from Anne Berlin, so he's playing on it, and that sort of probably is why it sounds like an Anne Berlin song. It's probably one of the weaker songs, and not one of my favorites off the album. Which leads us to our next song, which is a much more softer song. It's a very big change. It's called Make Me So, and it has a really cool disco kind of beat to it with drums. And it's got really great melodies and some really cool harmonies at the end of the song. It's really one of the better songs on the album. And our next song is actually the first single off the album, which is called One Bedroom. And this song was actually written when Ryan, I guess he talked about sharing a one-bedroom apartment or condo with his wife when she was going through rehab, for her back injury. And I think it's one of the best songs off the album. It's really a ballad. It's a very acoustic-driven song. There is some cool electronic drums in the song. There are some electronic drums throughout the whole album that they've used, and there's some nice nice electric guitars too in the back. They're sort of very faint and they're very subtle, but they do add a lot to the song. I think it's sort of restrained, and I do like that about the song. And the next song, which is probably the best song off the album, is called Fragile and Dear. It's another softer kind of song. It could be a ballad. It's one of the more heartfelt songs. It's got there's something about the drums and the melody. It makes the song so grandiose. It kind of feels like an Angels and Airwaves kind of song. It's like very big sounding. They really do add a lot. The next song is another great song off the album. It's called Illuminate. It's like I said, it's like the previous song. It's got like an Angels and Airwaves kind of vibe to it, with a lot of the synths and stuff. It's the second part of this. One thing I've noticed with a lot of these songs, especially the ballads, is that they start off slow and like sort of very mellow, but then they get much heavier as you get through the album, towards the end of the song. And I think they mix the softer with the harder in like certain songs, and it actually works quite well. And the second part of Illuminate's definitely got a very heavy kind of feel to it, and it's got some monster drum fills too. It's a really good song. The next song is called Madrid. It's kind of an interesting song, Madrid. I kind of picture Billy Joe Armstrong from Green Day could have sang the song. There are some times where Ryan's vocals sort of remind me of Billy Joe, and it's another really heartfelt song. It's a really good song off the album. Another really good song, and one of the harder songs off the album, and actually one of the best songs on the album, is a song called Deepest Well. There's some really great melodies on this song. You just want to sing along to it. It's another song that sort of, I think maybe should have been placed in sort of towards the beginning of the album where the heavier songs are. The next song, which is the title track, is called Lift the Sail. It's definitely one of the softer tracks off the album. It's a very beautiful track. There's really some great string arrangements in the song. There's a really great guitar solo, and the melodies again, like I said, are so good. Now the next song is called MSK. It's one of the weaker songs in my opinion, and there aren't a lot of bad songs on this album. They're, for the most part, they're really good songs. It's got basically it's a violin, mixed in with the vocals. And then, it just felt like the violin was just very repetitive, and it didn't really do anything for me in this song. The next song is a song called My Mountain. It's got a really great bass line to it, but I think that's all it really has going for it. I find the lyrics were a little repetitive on My Mountain. And the last song on the album is a song called California, and I think it's a great song to end the album. I think it sort of goes from like the lows of like talking about his relationship with his wife to going through all this difficult stuff that they went through with her injury, and then they sort of like ended on a really great note. It's a really beautiful song. It's probably one of the better songs off the album. It's a piano-driven ballad that finishes the album on a high note. It's it's sort of like like I said, it's like a journey through the lead singer's and his wife's traumatic events, and it's really one of the best songs off the record. And it is like sort of like a happy song. It's sort of like seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. It's a really good song. I think overall, I think this probably isn't the Yellowcard record you're probably expecting, especially after what they said about making a rock record, but I still think it's a really important record, and it's a really great record. I think based on where Yellowcard is in their careers and their lives and everything that's happened, I think this is the best record they could have written, and I think it's totally fitting for what was going on at the time. So I'd probably give this album a 4 out of 5. I'll see you guys next week. Thanks.